Okay, what's up guys, and welcome back to BS2PCG Deck Forger. And this is Mark Iyong, and for tonight we're going to give you another outrageous deck tech, and that is courtesy of BS2PCG Philippines. And this is called the Elsa Bloodstone deck tech. Okay, and this is full blood, and later on we're going to explain to you why it's called by such name. But before we go to that, of course, we'd like to give you a recap of what happened yesterday at our Fort Chubby Place main event, and that is the 24K Gem Duel Qualifiers. Actually, it's going for the 5th Infinity Gem, and as you can see in the post at the BS2PCG Collective and at BS2PCG Philippines, Outriders again won the event, and Outriders is unleashed by Dan Saniel de la Cruz, one of our newest player here in the Philippines. So Outriders bested several new decks in the event. Of course, we have seen the new Kingpin played by veteran champion Mr. Jed Vitario, and this particular deck makes use of the medical school deck tech, wherein you can see the likes of Agamotto, Ping Pang Foom, Sentry, Gilgamesh, all the huge characters that are able to be dropped. All in particular around 20 character cards, all being dropped at the same time by Angela from the Guardians of the Galaxy, and with the help of Mr. M, one of the Omega level mutants. We have also seen in action the new Crimson Cowl deck played by Alex Adan, and of course the Crimson Cowl or Ultron, in reality, is from the Masters of Evil expansion, and we have seen it in action, but again it's needs a little bit more tweaking, and of course the Ultron Crimson Cowl deck will be back with a vengeance in the next coming match here at Fort Chubby Place. And of course we have seen Warrant Officer Ripley. She's back in action, but she failed to defeat the new Kingpin Evil Medical School deck, and she just placed around third spot in that particular event. And some other main characters that has appeared in the event, like the likes of Arnim Sola and the Robot Army deck. We have also seen, of course, this one, the new Iron Fist, but of course it was not lucky enough to reach the top 8 or even the top 4 levels of the event. So all the other new main characters are so great, and actually we are seeing more and more of them coming out into 4 as we go along with the 5th installment of our 24K Gem Duel Qualifiers. Again, we are on down to just 2 Infinity Gems, and once that we are on the next end of the month, we are able to award the 5th Infinity Gem to the lucky champion between the matches, of course, the winners of May and April. At the same time, we are down to just one more gem, and it's time for the biggest event here in the Philippines for BS2PCG, and that is the 24,000 pesos Gem Duel. So you better prepare for that. Get those Infinity Shards collected, because you can use them, of course, to pay less for your entrance fee during the main event. And of course, you can still use those Infinity cards or Infinity Gem cards in order as a side pile during the main match itself. So that will be around July or August, so you have to prepare for the 24K Gem Duel. That is 24,000 cash to be partake by 4 winners during the match, and of course for the top 4 players of the BS2PCG Philippine League. So going back to, of course, our totally outrageous deck, took me so long to plug that event. So again, this is Elsa Bloodstone, and this is full blood deck, courtesy of BS2 PCG Deck Forger. Okay guys, so now we are here at our deck decking table, and we're going to show you our newest deck, and I know everybody is waiting for it. And this is now the Elsa Bloodstone Full Blood deck. So let's take a look at our demo box. And we're going to try to give you the details for our Elsa Bloodstone deck. So this is the one. And as you can see here, we're going to try to give you a sample of how this particular deck will work. So let's try to close our demo box. So now you can see here Elsa Bloodstone. Let's try to discuss her first. So what is this particular MC? So Elsa Bloodstone, let's try to focus on it, is from the Monsters team, which came out from the Monster Unleashed expansion set. This is the 400 card giant size super issue, and at level 1, she is a 3 attack 4 defense character with 5 health, and she has range. Her first superpower is Monster Hunter, and during the main phase, you may pay 1 Earth or Humanity symbol, and when Elsa attacks the face-up enemy with the highest attack this turn, she gains a +5 attack +0 defense this combat. Okay, so by the way, it's +6. Sorry, it's +6 attack. So very big indeed. So she can bring down those 9 defense character, which ranges from the 5th turn onwards. And of course, this is a very particular good attribute for any aggro deck. And at the same time, her level up power is Bloodstone Hair, and level up, she needs 3 XP. So when Elsa stuns a defender, if it were the highest attack face up enemy character, okay, when she attacked, she gains an XP. So she just needs to bring down 3 big bad dudes opposing her, and she gains a level. So at level 2, Elsa Bloodstone is becomes now a 6 attack 7 defense character with 5 health and still with range. And besides Monster Hunter, now she has the Bloodstone Choker. So Bloodstone Choker, during the main phase, you may pay 1 blue power symbol and put the top card of your deck onto your KO pile. If it's a character, heal wounds from Elsa equal to its health. And so by this time, I think now you know what is the focus of, or the concept of this deck. And ta-dan! All characters in this deck have 3 health. So what we have done is we compiled all the available 3 health characters from level 1 to level 12, and our level 12 of course has 5 health, and put them into one cohesive deck. And I hope you like this video. Okay, so be sure to subscribe and like our channel so that we can bring you more amazing deck, most especially with our totally outrageous deck series. So let's try to give you a sample gameplay for Elsa Bloodstone. Okay, so for Elsa Bloodstone, let's try to shuffle this deck. So you're not really looking for any particular mulligan here, except of course it can give you a very good curve from drop 1 to, let's say, drop 3, then it will keep things going for you. And you have to take note that Elsa, okay, at level 1 can actually stun characters higher than her with the help of course, one Earth location or even her special wild location. And this is of course a very good advantage for you, most especially because you will try to go aggro during the earlier part of your match. Okay, so for those watching, I hope you don't mind my particular sleeves for Elsa. Okay, I just got this as a gift from Jed Libertario, one of the owners of Forge Hobby Place, where the official venue of PS2 PCG Philippines is being held. Okay, so let's try to give you a good cut. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So let's try 2, 1, 3 this time, and let's try to get 7 cards. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 cards. Okay, so here we have an Aris, we have a Jessica Jones, we have a Captain Universe, we have a Charlie 27, a Laboratory, a Miss America, and of course we have a Fortress. Okay, so let's try to take a look. I think this is a good mulligan, but of course if we can get earlier as possible, it's much better. Let's try to mulligan. Okay, so we can see if we can get our hands on a moon location or on an earth location. Okay, so just try to shuffle it quickly. Again, let's try to cut it. 2, 1, 3. Okay, so we have a Charlie 27, good draw. We have a nullifier. I think everyone can see that. We have a call. Okay, so we have Captain Universe, we have a blue Laboratory, we have a green location, and we have Bishop. So 7 cards. So let's see. If you want to go first, it's okay, but much better if you can go second, because of course you need to get more cards to draw. So let's say your opponent takes a first turn, he drops a character, either he attacks, he gets stunned, there's no problem. Okay, then okay, it's your turn. So you get to draw 2 cards. See, now we got a move and we got an academy. Okay, so I think that this focused very well. Let's try to play a green. Then let's try to put in Charlie 27. Remember, you have all your characters have 3 health, so there's no problem if you get stunned whatsoever. They will really survive. This is the most durable deck composition of them all, because of course all your characters can survive 3 hits before they get KO'd. And the more characters that you're able to play, okay, on the board, it's better. Okay, so it's either you can go for move first. Let's try to attack with Elsa Bloodstone. If there's a character that is higher in attack than Elsa Bloodstone, then you can again attack her, so you can gain that much needed 1 XP. Okay, remember, you don't have much of a team attack here, because of course most of your characters are from different teams, and it's very important for you to understand that. Okay, so your opponent then again attacks. Okay, let's say they are able to stun your Charlie 27. Again, it will not be a problem because your Charlie 27 actually has 3 health. Okay, so if you're able to stun Elsa Bloodstone, again, it's no problem. So let's try to simulate that she gets stunned. Okay, okay, now she gets stunned. Now your opponent, okay, is done, and now you go to your second turn. So now you have a Build a Better World, and you have a second call. Now if you have a second call, that's better, because of course you can use the other one to pump Elsa Bloodstone, or what you can do is of course use your Charlie 27 to, okay, attack and stun much bigger opponent. But if Elsa Bloodstone can do it, then much better. Okay, then let's try to put a blue, a green, a yellow, the Academy here as one of your resource. Okay, then you attack with Elsa Bloodstone again. Now, if you're able to stun, let's say we have to play the 2 calls, it's better. 1, 2. So now your character has a total of 5 attack and 6 defense. Okay. Okay. Things are so you're going to gain that second XP. So if you're up against a much aggressive deck, then it's better because you can again go head to head. Again, no problem if you get stunned or whatsoever. If you need to attack again with charge 27, then so be it. Attack again. Now use your fortress to pump him up to 27. Okay? So it's your opponent's turn. Let's say they again are able to knock out, to stun your charge 27. So now he has 2 blood. It's okay. Again, we are trying to work this particular deck, okay? So there's nothing really perfect unless we have tried it, okay, in several tournaments. So now you have a total of, you have Miss America and you have a call. So everybody can see that. Okay, let's try to play our third drop. So I think for this one, you have to hold on to your nullifier, okay? Because you might need it later. Okay, since we don't have any Earth yet, again, your only option is to again try to attack with Elsa Bloodstone, and again power up with Call. Now, if she's able to gain the XP, let's say somebody puts in a much bigger character and you're able to attack from range position, then it's better because she won't get stunned. Now, once she's remember the condition here is if stun. So when Elsa stuns a defender, okay. So now with 3 attack plus additional 3 attack and 3 defense because of the counter, you have a 6 attack, 7 defense character, and if she's able to stun, then she gains that last XP. So now she levels up. Okay. Your opponent's option by this time, of course, is either to get directly to Elsa Bloodstone or try to hit on Charlie 27. So no problem because now you can hit on Charlie 27. Okay. So your opponent is done and you're going to your 4th turn. Now this is what I like. As you can see here, we have one of the staple plot twists for the monster set, and this is Crackle Tomb. And Crackle Tomb gives your character, any attacker on your side with 5 attack or higher, a plus 5 attack plus 0 defense for that combat, okay? And the other, of course, your 6th drop, which is Absorbing Man. We'll get to Absorbing Man later. So for your 4th drop, okay, since it's still a long way for you to play Captain Universe, so you just have to drop in on your resource, that supporting character, and now you can play Bishop. Bishop doesn't have much of any power except, of course, we're sticking to our thematic concept of having supporting characters all with 3 defense. So Bishop now can either attack if there's an available character, but if none, then Elsa Bloodstone can again attack. Let's say Elsa Bloodstone gets KO'd. Gets stunned. So now Elsa Bloodstone has 2 wounds. And Bishop gets another wound. So your opponent is done, nothing much to attack. Then now you go to your 5th turn. So now we draw 2 additional cards. So you get another copy of Fortress, and you have another copy of Crackle Tomb. So now it's time, And this is now where the fun begins. Okay, so let's say Elsa Bloodstone recovers. So your option now is to play, of course, that Fortress, the second one in your resource row, and now play Miss America. So since Miss America, okay, is from an A4 supporting character, now you can play your build Better World. So let's try to simulate a possible attack. Of course, first you will try to use Miss America to attack the biggest character. Then, in order to bring it down, of course you can play Crackle 2. That brings Miss America's attack to a whopping 11. Okay, because of that plot twist. If she gets stunned, it's okay. Again, all your characters are very durable. And if you need to attack again with Elsa Bloodstone, then you play now another Crackle 2. So, what happens here? Let's say she also gets stunned. No problem. Now it's your opponent's turn. He plays his 6-drop, attacks Bishop, and Bishop also gets stunned. Now Bishop has 2 wounds, nothing else to do, then it's time for you to recover. But again, of course, before we recover, we draw 2 cards. And this time, out comes Jessica Jones and the Omega Jean Grey. Okay, now this is where the fun part begins. I hope it works. You recover Bishop, which has 2 wounds. You recover Miss America, which has 1 wound. And again, you recover Elsa Bloodstone with 3 wounds. Now, Elsa Bloodstone only has 5 health. And for some, this may be a very big dilemma for them, especially if they're down to 2 health. But that is not a problem, of course, for the likes of Elsa Bloodstone. So the full blood deck actually works like this. You play your Absorbing Man, which we have shown you later. And again, Absorbing Man has 3 health, so we're sticking with the concept. Now, you get to play Laboratory from your resource row, keep it down, and power up Bloodstone Choker. If it works, ta-da! So we got a Bishop to put into your KO pile. And since Bishop has 3 health, okay, all wounds from Elsa Bloodstone are now healed. And guys, that is how the full blood deck actually works. And of course, before we forget, before you get to attack or during combat, you have from your main phase, you can play your Build a Better World and try to flip that laboratory back online. Okay, see? So later on, again, you can now play another Bloodstone Choker. So let's try to again simulate an attack. So attacking Miss America. But again, you have Absorbing Man already here. So Absorbing Man lets you, of course, pick any location in play that you have not chosen this game, and Absorbing Man gains that power, okay, the stated power for that particular turn. So let's say you pick Fortress, and Absorbing Man will now get an additional +5/+5 or +5 attack, +5 defense, because he has absorbed Fortress. Okay, but you don't have to flip Fortress, so it becomes 11-11. You attack with Absorbing Man. Stun, your opponent gets stunned. You play Miss America. Okay, if not, you play Elsa Bloodstone, it's up to you. Now it's your opponent's turn. Okay, so if ever they get to stun Miss America, again, you can still survive her because she has 3 health. It's either you play it, you play her top so that she gets picked back. Okay, in the game, Bishop, let's say, gets KO'd. If they can attack Absorbing Man, it's okay because it says here that until the start of your next main phase. So meaning Absorbing Man still has 11 attack, 11 defense. So it's up to you if you want. Of course, to change, you have to change that later in the next in your next main phase. So let's say you survive that, and now we go to your 7th turn. Okay, and now we have Charlie 27, and of course, the ever lovable Colossus, whose text box is so full of words. Okay, so let's try to put, of course, Charlie 27 here as part of your resource, and now you play Colossus. And Colossus, of course, is a 12-12 or 12 attack with 12 defense character with 3 health. That's all. Now you simulate an attack, attack again. Elsa Bloodstone can stay in the corner because you have two big guys already out, and this time you can, let's say, use blue or your laboratory to for Absorbing Man to gain, of course, to gain range, or let's say Academy for him to gain, okay, Genius. If your opponent has a training ground, then you can, okay, cite that for Absorbing Man to gain health. So let's say you manage to finish the turn, then of course your opponent will attack, depending if Colossus gets stunned, Miss America gets KO'd, or Absorbing Man gets another gets his first wound. But then again, it's time for you to go to the 8th turn, and of course you have another copy of Bishop and another copy of Colossus for you to power up. But the most important thing here, of course, is that now you can drop in your biggest character in the game, and that is Jean Grey. So if your opponent has a bigger character out in play, you can grab your opponent's biggest supporting character or the most crucial supporting character, and okay, turn that character back against him. So this is how, okay, the full blood deck actually works. So after this, we'll show you, okay, the exact composition of what is inside the full blood deck. Okay, so let's try to look at this further. We have Ares, we have another Jean Grey, we have Jessica Jones, we have, okay, Crackle Tomb. So guys, all characters have 3 health, and this is why the full blood deck is so totally outrageous. So now you'd like to find out what are the contents of our Elsa Bloodstone full blood deck. So it's time to show you. Okay, so let's start with our main character, the ever alluring Elsa Bloodstone. Just like to give a focus on that. So Elsa Bloodstone again is a level 1. At level 1 is from the monster team, and she's a 3 attack, 4 defense character with 5 health and range. Again, she has Monster Hunter. So during the main phase, you may pay 1 humanity or earth power symbol, and when Elsa attacks the face-up enemy with the highest attack this turn, she gains plus 6 attack plus 0 defense this combat. And once again, I'd like to remind you that this is during the main phase, so you have to pay first the earth symbol before she begins her attack. But normally, Elsa Bloodstone can knock down even those characters that are 5 drop or higher. So she can even beat down a 9 attack, 9 defense character, which is normally in the range of the 6 drop okay, supporting character. And with Bloodstone hair level up, she needs 3 XP. When Elsa stuns a defender, if it was the highest attack face-up enemy character when she attacked, she gains an XP. When she gets those 3 XP, then Elsa Bloodstone now becomes a 6 attack, 7 defense character, still with range and 5 health. And she gains her second superpower, which is the Bloodstone Choker. So during the main phase, you may pay 1 blue power symbol and put the top card of your deck into your KO pile, as we have shown you a while ago. And if it is a character, heal wounds from Elsa equal to its health. So normally you will do this if Elsa Bloodstone normally has around 3 wounds already. Because sometimes, of course, using Bloodstone Choker will fetch you, let's say, an equipment, a plot twist, or a location. So yeah, it's a little bit better luck next time, okay? But again, since you have built a better world or extra sets of those moon locations or earth locations, then you laboratory, then you can again play it the next turn. So even if she gets wounded down to, let's say, 1 health, still you can play Bloodstone Choker again. So let's try to look at her supporting character. Elsa sports several supporting characters, and for your 1-drop, of course, you have 4 copies of Charlie 27. Actually, this deck has 1 set of each. 1 set of 1 drop, 2 drops, 3 drops, all the way to the 6 drop. It's only until the 7th drop that you have two varieties. We try to include 1 particular character from crossover 2, but again, did not really like the concept of having 1/2 of a health. Okay, so let's go to Charlie 27. At 1 drop, Charlie 27 is from the Guardians team, and he's a 1 attack, 1 defense character with 3 health, and he has Jovian strength. So during combat, pay first the green power symbol, and Charlie 27 gains attack and defense until he is 27 attack, 27 defense this combat. Again, Charlie 27 can only use this power, okay, before he makes his attack run. For your 2 costs, you have, of course, 1 set of Call. And Call is from the Alien Battles expansion. And Call at 2 costs is from the company. And she is a 2 attack, 2 defense character with 3 health and range. She has full of surprises. So while Call is in your hand, you can discard her to power up any character on your side, and you can do this anytime you could normally power up that character. So the good thing about Call is you can use her to increase other characters' stats by adding that +1/+1 counter, or you can drop her in, okay, in order for you to help block an ongoing incoming attacker, or you can use it to team up with your bishop. So we have 4 copies of Call, because that is the only 2 cost character, of course, with 3 health. And for our 3 drops, we have 4 copies of Jessica Jones, staple in this deck and mostly many decks in VS2 PCG. And Jessica Jones is from the Defenders. She has 4 attack, 3 defense with 3 health and flight. And again, I think everyone knows this already, Jessica Jones has stuff. So when Jessica gets stunned, you may recover her and she still gains a wound. And she has psionic protection, so enemy players cannot use your yellow base power superpowers while Jessica Jones is face up. So very good blocker, most especially one of the most effective flight wall in the game. And for your 4 costs, we have our second company supporting character, And you have 4 copies of course, Bishop. And Bishop at 4 drop is a 4 attack, 4 defense character with 3 health. And I'm getting redundant at saying that 3 health. Of course, everyone here has 3 health. And he is an artificial person, so you may pay a yellow and earth power symbol to recruit Bishop instead of his recruit cost. So a good thing about Bishop here, of course, is because we're sticking to the thematic concept of having that 3 health. And at the same time, you can use Bishop to team up with Call in order for them to gain a much higher attack. At the same time, power up Bishop with Call so that he becomes a 5 attack, 5 defense character, and now you can play Crackle Tomb on Bishop. And also, you can use Bishop if you have the luxury of paying that yellow and earth power symbol as an additional drop during your 4th or succeeding turns. So Bishop still goes in this deck. And for our 5th turn, we have of course 4 copies of Miss America. And Miss America is from the A-Force team, and she has 6 attack, 4 defense, again with 3 health, and she has flight, and once again tough. And of course we have Miss America here because we are playing Build a Better World, so that you're able to flip back those needed laboratory and earth locations for your Elsa Bloodstone, or even your green locations for your, of course, Charlie 27. And for our 6th turn, we are playing 4 copies of the 6 drop Absorbing Man. And Absorbing Man is one of the newest characters from the Masters of Evil expansion. And by the way, we already the Masters of Evil box is already deck box is already available at Forge Hobby Place, so you can buy your own copy now if you are wanting to get your hands on new character cards for the S2PCG here in the Philippines. So going back, Absorbing Man is a 6 attack, 6 defense character with 3 health, and he's the most dangerous guy in the world. So at the start of your main phase, you get to choose a basic location on any side, and that has not been chosen yet in this game, for this character. And if you do, Absorbing Man gains the following until the start of your next main phase. So let's say if you choose Academy, and Absorbing Man now gains Genius. So if he is face up at the start of your next turn, you get to draw a card. If you choose Fortress, then he gets that +5 attack, +5 defense, bringing his total overall stats to 11 attack and 11 defense. If you choose Laboratory, then he gains range. If you choose Training Ground, now he gains Stealth. And if you choose Earth, he now gains Top. And if you choose, of course, Space, then he gains Indestructible. Very versatile character, and I'm very fond of this new character, of course, from the new Masters of Evil expansion. Our 7th drop has 2 options. You can go either for Aris, and of course he is a 10 attack, 7 defense character with 3 health, and he has dodge, so Aris can't be range attack. And he has Combat Master, so when Aris is in combat, enemy players can't play Plot Twist. And he has lethal, so if Aris wounds an enemy, including supporting an enemy defending supporting character, then you get to KO it. But if you want to go bigger, of course, we have Colossus. And Colossus is a 7 cost, 12 attack, 12 defense character with 3 health from the Mutant Resistance team. And of course, you cannot read the words in the text box because it is invisible and it is in Russian. Just kidding. So Colossus is one of your biggest dudes in the game, and considering that we are all playing 3 health characters, most of them do not have much of a team up, of course, except for the 2 company supporting characters that you have. So it's of course you need to bring out a big dude in order to help you procure that needed stun from your opponent's defending characters. And the main highlight of our deck are 4 copies of the 8-drop Jean Grey. So Jean Grey is from the Omega Mutants team, and she is an 8 attack, 8 defense character with 3 health, and she has flight and range. She's also known as Phoenix or Dark Phoenix, and she's an Omega level mutant, so technically you cannot bring out other Omega level mutants with other names in your deck. But what I really like about her, of course, is she's an Alpha level telepath. So when you recruit Jean Grey, move an enemy supporting character to your side. And guys, that is permanent. So if you bring out Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh is bigger than Colossus, then drop in Jean Grey, and of course you get to grab that Gilgamesh permanently, and you can use that to swing back at your opponent. They bring out Galactus. Hopefully, you can also grab Galactus with Jean Grey. So Jean Grey is a must. So you have 4 copies of this girl in your deck. And of course, we're trying to stick to the concept of having characters all with 3 drops, but we have to really include this guy. So we have 2 copies of Captain Universe. And Captain Universe is a 12 attack, 12 cost, 25 attack, 25 defense character with 5 health and flight. And normally, because of course Elsa Bloodstone will really get beaten up in most matches, so she goes down to much lower health than your opponent, then you can drop in Captain Universe for that very big swing. So we have 2 copies of Captain Universe because we are trying to stick to having Elsa Bloodstone get that much needed healing once that, of course, okay, you get to play Bloodstone Choker. So, going to our equipment, we only have 1 equipment, and this is the most important one. We have 1 copy of the Nullifier. And this is also because sometimes your opponent will try to get some, very tricky combos or something, and you need to really nullify one particular attribute from your opponent's characters. So, it's a one-of-a-kind equipment. Only 1 copy in your deck, and ultimate nullification is when a nullifier appears. Okay, name a keyword or superpower, and enemy characters lose and can't gain that power until the nullifier leaves play. So normally, let's say if there's a Mordo or a Killmonger or any other cards that are so nasty that you really need to nullify it, then at least you have 1 copy in your deck to help give you that fighting chance. So, going to our plot twist. So we have 2 sets of plot twists, and the first, of course, are 4 copies of Crackle Tomb. And Crackle Tomb is a monster plot twist. And during combat, choose an attacker with 5 attack or higher to get +5/+0 this combat. So normally, from of course Miss America going to Absorbing Man all the way up to Jean Grey and Captain Universe, you can already play Crackle Tomb. And of course, your main character Elsa Bloodstone, once she gets to level 2, already has 6 attacks, so you can use Crackle Tomb to further beef her up to be able to ensure you with that stun. And we have 3 copies of Build a Better World because we really need to flip back those needed locations sooner or later. So if you need to flip back those Earth or Laboratory or even Fortress, then as much as possible, Build a Better World can help you assure that. So during your main phase, turn one of your face down basic locations face up, or during any combat, turn one of your face down basic location face up. And you can only play Build a Better World, of course, once you are able to play your Miss America because it will require that you have an A-Force character in play. So just three, okay, just to help ensure us, okay. There's an alternative, of course, if you can, let's say, use other plot twists from the Monster series. Of course, you have those plot twists, let's say, that help to give you monstrous and a +2 attack. But then again, guys, as a disclaimer, it's up to you on how you like to tweak this deck. Okay, so now going to our locations. We have several locations, and of course, we have 4 copies of Fortress. And Fortress is very important, of course, because we need some power up for your Charlie 27. And normally Charlie 27 can bring down huge characters, even Captain Universe, once it gets to the 27 attack, 97 defense. Okay, very important. And you can also use Fortress, of course, for your Absorbing Man. And we have 2 copies of Academy, just because we just need a location really. Although you can also change that and use instead, let's say, Nowhere, so that you can have an additional pump location for your Charlie 27. But for this particular instance, we just use 2 copies of Academy because we need this, of course, for Bishop. If you're able to play him for an additional bonus character during the 4th or later turns, or you can also use this for Absorbing Man. And so far, the most important location are 4 copies of Laboratory. And Laboratory is very important because you need this in order to heal wounds from Elsa Bloodstone using, of course, the Bloodstone Choker superpower. And Laboratory, of course, is also needed, let's say, for Absorbing Man. But most especially, this is used for Bloodstone Choker. And we need to use, of course, since it heals wounds, because all your characters have 3 or higher health, it ensures that the Elsa Bloodstone can really survive most of your matches for a very, very long time. Okay. And what is a monster team without Earth? And you need the Earth location in order to power up Elsa Bloodstone's Monster Hunter. And Earth, of course, can also be used for Absorbing Man. So we have 4 copies of Earth here because we need for Elsa Bloodstone to take down those huge, monstrous enemies character. And finally, we have 4 copies of Mu. And Mu, of course, can give an Earth, okay, or a blue, or a yellow, or a green power symbol for a monster character on your side. And of course, Mu is used for Elsa Bloodstone's Monster Hunter or to heal wounds using her Bloodstone Choker. And so that's it, guys. So I hope you really like this video. Very short, but I hope we have been able to explain to you how the Elsa Bloodstone full blood deck actually works. So before we go, of course, first of all, we'd like to thank our friends from the BS2 PCG Collective. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for your support. And also, shout out to my friends over there, to Mr. Benjamin Brosin and Mr. Joe Vitelli, and all the other great guys like C-Stacks, of course, Danny Privet, Dawson Harris. All of you guys are so great, and thank you very much for all your support and kind words to the Filipino community playing BS2 PCG here in our country. And of course, special thanks to our dearest friend from, of course, the Build Pace and the Build Pace USA. And this Build Pace USA is headed by, of course, the dynamic duo of Mr. Benjamin Brosin and Mr. Joe Vitelli, and of course all the support that they're giving us for our online tournament here in Manila, and that is the Build Pace League Philippine Edition. And also very special thanks to our sponsor, and that is of course Treats for Them. So Treats for Them, You can order treats or gifts to your friends, most especially it's this coming Mother's Day. And you can use the treats for them, that is spelled TREATS number 4 THEM mobile app, and you can download it at the Google Play Store or try to visit our official website at www.treatsfordem.com. And of course, lest we forget our official venues here in Manila. We'd like to thank Fort Chubby Place. So Fort Chubby Place is located at Unit B, okay, that is number 70, Velasquez Compound. We are located at the 3rd floor along Naga Road in Las Piñas City, Philippines. Okay, so Fort Chubby Place, that's where all the great hobbies are in right now. So besides, of course, BS2 PCG, we have Magic the Gathering, we have Dragon Ball Super Card Game. We also have all the other great games like Digimon, and also we have Marvel Titans series toys. We also have those particular special models like Gundam. Okay, we also have Gundam. So Fort Chubby Place, again, if you like, you can visit us at Naga Road in Pulanlupa 2, Las Piñas City, Philippines. And also we'd like to thank our friends, our other official venue, which is PM Apartments. So PM Apartments is located at number 24 Matalino Street. It is located in Diliman, Quezon City, Philippines. So once again guys, this has been another great episode, and hopefully you get to like us, subscribe to us, and follow us here at our YouTube channel. And once again, don't forget that, if you are in Manila and if you are interested in BS2 PCG, you can always drop by during the weekends at Fort Chubby Place or on special occasions at PM Apartments in order to get your round of tournaments, here in the Philippines. So once again guys, this is Elsa Bloodstone, Full Blood Deck, and this is Mark Eom signing off for, of course, BS2 PCG Deck Forger. Okay, I'm out hunting. Bye-bye.